So it's been about 10 days since I finished the rebuild movies, and honestly speaking, I've been meaning to record this a lot sooner from when I finished the rebuilds, but I've truly haven't known how to start when it comes to something like Eva. It's a series that I started thinking that I'm gonna dislike it, it's gonna be super memey, overrated. All you guys seen it all, the way the fandom, you know, sometimes how the Eva fandom is, it could be a little bit extreme. And you know, obviously with the production issues that come with the TV show, I felt like something wasn't gonna really click with me. But before we get into the rebuilds and everything, I want to start from the very beginning, obviously. So let's start with the TV show. When it came to the TV show, I think a good chunk of the middle of the TV show was a big part of what I didn't enjoy of Eva, which I come to find out what a lot of people enjoy about Eva, right? Like the world looks cool, the fights look cool, especially for what its time, 1997. The robot fighting, the action, the lore, and the world, like where is this going? Only for Anna to pull the, you know, carpet under the rug and be like, nah. This was all a bait and switch. This was what it's never been about. It's always been about this whole major overarching theme that I've kind of been building up, but you didn't even realize it. And you know, obviously with the combination of production issues and how things went down with the end of the TV show, a lot of people being unsatisfied with how it went down, and then came the end of Eva. But first off, I enjoyed the very last two episodes. I think what it portrayed was a rushed message from what the overall message Anna was trying to portray. Nonetheless, it was really good, and I think still, you know, growing up, I think it was a good message, but it was ahead of its time. So overall, my score, I believe, was like 8 and 9 of the TV show. And then it was time for the end of Eva movie, because a lot of people said this was like Eva at its core. So I watched end of Eva. I actually recorded a reaction to it too, but it was the pointless. I never, if you're gonna look for it, just don't bother looking for it. I never uploaded it because, in all honesty, a majority of the movie I sat there in confusion, lost, and like just mesmerized what the hell just showed up on my screen. There's so much symbolism, like abstract, like there's so many things that went down in End of Eva that just, I was lost and confused. I didn't know what I was watching. I was just lost, and I had to sit there and soak it in. And I don't think I've ever pushed my mind as far as I did with End of Eva. Like I was just sitting there for hours. I felt like I just had a galaxy explosion, unironically, in my brain of like everything that the story was trying to portray. It was just madness to me. And so when End of Eva happened, at first it was just like, I was like, this transcends anime. This goes beyond like anything I've watched. It's not a 10, it's not a 0. I don't know how I feel. Like this is just, it's just blank. Like I can't even give this a score. Like I thought it was just truly so genius, so mind-blowing that it couldn't even deserve a score. Obviously I calmed down and like put myself back into reality, get myself, and then I watched The Curse of Eva, which really helped put things in perspective, and very good video, by the way. And I talked to some friends about it, and I really came to like a very positive conclusion. But at the end of the day, End of Eva was a very horrifying and very like forceful outlook on the realities of life, you know, escapism, coping with death, etc. But like I walked away from it still like with a 10 out of 10 feeling in my heart, but something was just missing. And I feel like if you've watched the rebuild movies, you understand. It was just that something I wanted from it, especially with the way how it ended with the beach scene with Asuka and Shinji. But you know, before I obviously thought that the rebuild was gonna become what it is, I thought that was gonna be it for mostly how satisfying I would find the Eva series. 6 months later, it's time for the rebuild movies. The fourth movie has just come out. I think it's time to watch the reboot movies. Let's see what it's all about. A lot of people are saying positive stuff about the fourth reboot movie. There must be something that's worth it about it. And with the first movie obviously being recap, don't got much to say on it. Second movie being a social commentary of Ano basically giving the audience exactly what they wanted and complained about, like they didn't get their escapist, you know, tendencies to come out. Is this what you want? Is this what you really wanted? Because nah, this is what happens. I need you to come back to reality. This is what I actually absolutely loved too for what it did. Like, it was far from what Eva is, but that's exactly why I loved it. It's like, it's him shitting on the fans in a way. And then the third movie, at first I didn't know how I felt about the third movie, and then as time went on and I talked to about it with my friend, and then I got some perspective on it, and truly understood for what the third movie was doing, which is obviously the second half of the end of the Curse of Eva video. Again, fantastic video. I ended up enjoying the third movie a lot too, and now with the fourth movie, Insight, I was like, how can this deliver? How can this be any different from End of Eva and truly blow me away? And man, oh man, did it ever do that and reach new heights. When I tell you, from the scene when Shinji was, you know what, yo, hold on, I gotta give a whole segment to the rebuild movie. 1 second, let me collect all my thoughts. So with the fourth rebuild movie, and this might sound like crazy to some people, but if you know, you know, if you felt the same feeling, you understand completely, that I feel like no matter where I go in life from this movie forward, no matter how many people leave me in life with this movie going forward, if I think back to this fourth Thrice Upon a Time movie, I could just smile. I could smile through it all. And I feel like when I watched this movie, it was the happiest and most content I was with life. With this movie, I truly understood how to handle certain situations and how to go about life when things got crazy. You know, there's a lot of things that are inevitable in life, right? Like death. The feeling that you need to, there's a lot of shoulder of responsibility on you, and you gotta, no matter what, you know, it's part of life. There's gotta be hardships and everybody has to deal with it, and some people have a hard time coping with that this is their reality. There's something beautiful about how the rebuild movies put it in perspective. I'm so thankful that Ano gave us the perspective on Shinji's father and why he had some weakness as being a father to Shinji. We got a little bit more perspective on Asuka, a little bit more perspective on Rei's, you know, what she represents, Kaworu. Basically everybody came full circle in a more in-depth way, and especially Shinji, the way you see him grow up. He's sitting there at the train station with Mari, like, you know, just in reality, the transition, oh my god, dude, from the moment where Shinji's mom, when he recognizes that Rei is Shinji's mom, that point in hours, I was just in tears. I was just in absolute tears of the beauty that I was just witnessing, and the way that all the Eva bots were being taken out. And then when Shinji was running up the train station and it transitions into reality and faced the entire city, absolutely phenomenal. This, I feel like End of Eva, or sorry, and Thrice Upon a Time is a movie that's gonna sit with me forever and ever, for years, for decades to come. And like I said earlier, thanks to Eva, it will make me, no matter what point I'm at, the happiest I'll ever be. I truly feel that. Obviously, I'm gonna go through hard times. I'm gonna feel sorrowful, but there's gonna be a piece of me that's gonna be content and not take it too far because of this movie. And I'll forever thank Ano for that. No matter what I go through, I can think back to this movie and just smile through it all. And that's why, thanks to Evangelion, I'll be the happiest I'll ever be.